Welcome back. We bike. You know, if you see me, there's something to talk about because, like I've always been saying on this channel, wrestling with my thoughts, featuring Ryan Antonio Henry. You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all that fun stuff. But like I said, if you see me, it's because I actually have something to say. And I have a co-host joining me today who also is inspired from the recent ongoings. What day is it? It's July. Oh no, not July. We're in August now.
We're in
August 3rd, 2026, Monday night, the fallout of SummerSlam 2026. And yeah, we got things to talk about. So, welcome to the show, Stephen K. SK. What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? Honestly, man, I'm really geeked up to talk about this. I've been thinking about this all day today. I'm not gonna lie to you. Since last night when I went to bed after watching SummerSlam, I got home late, so I watched SummerSlam late. I can't lie to you though. I've been ready to talk about wrestling all day. All freaking day I've been ready to talk about it. So let's get right to it, man, because I'm ready to go. I'm amped up. I'm excited. I need to get my thoughts out there. Like you said, you're wrestling with your thoughts, bro. So am I.
Wrestling with my thoughts. That's the channel, you know? So many times I am like, yo, I'm just sitting at home. I'm watching this shit. And I have nobody to be like, yo, what the fuck are they doing? What is going on? Why is this person doing this? Why is this person here? And I'm just like mind blown. So I'm like, yo, this is what it is. Wrestling with my thoughts. Again, wrestling with my thoughts on Instagram. It's wrestling, like the old school type, not the new school. We're the old school fans here. So again, SummerSlam 2026 is in the books, and let's just go right into SummerSlam before we talk about everything else. I'll give you, let me give you my just like quick synopsis, bro. I loved it. I loved both nights. SummerSlam 2026. I don't know what you're thinking yet, and I'm glad I don't, because like I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to spoil it, but bro, I give that an 8 out of 10, just right off the bat. I liked all the matches. I think everything had a purpose of being there. I think most of the matches had their big moments. Obviously, the main event, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, was phenomenal in my opinion. That's probably one of the best main events I've seen from them in like a long time. Chelsea Green coming out and winning the belt in that fashion. I was like, yo, I had a inkling. I'm like, yo, if they're going to give it to her tonight, they have to. Like, considering the field was so star-studded, you had Jade, Charlotte, Lash Legend, and Tiff there. I thought, like most people thought, like one of these girls is going to win it. Charlotte's just there for, sorry, not Charlotte. Chelsea's just there for shits and giggles. But no, she came through. I liked it. We're going to get more into it, but I'll give you the floor because I know you're excited. You want to talk about this. So what is your take overall? And then, yeah, give me anything that you just want to spit about SummerSlam 2026.
All right. Before we get into anything, I want to talk about that Chelsea Green match because the five-way interim
world
women's world championship or whatever.
Yeah.
I have to dive into that for a second. First of all, I really do hope Rhea Ripley gets better soon because I'm a big Rhea fan. As you know, we saw her on Monday Night Raw when you and I went to Raw together. I'm big Rhea Ripley. I'm pro Rhea Ripley. I love me some Rhea. I think she's phenomenal. Now, here's what I don't understand. I'm not mad that Chelsea Green won the match. What I'm mad about is the fact they had her hanging on the fucking ladder for fucking like 10 minutes, just sitting there. Like, I don't understand what the purpose behind that was. She's literally just hanging upside down for 10 minutes, and I'm like, there's no way this is how she's going to win the belt. It's like, It was like an Undertaker reunion from when he like lays down, gets knocked down, and he lays back up, and boom, next thing you know, you get about to get a tombstone and a chokeslam. I'm confused. I'm like, there's no way that's how you're giving it to her. I do agree with you that I think that Chelsea Green was going to win the championship because Michael Cole did make a mention about it earlier in the as she was walking down that she paid for like 8 of her friends or whatever to come to the show and they her mom and dad or something that was there as well too, her mom and sister, whatever case was. and like
Yeah.
they couldn't get them there, and blah blah blah. So I do agree that I thought Chelsea Green was going to win from the moment I saw that, but they couldn't get a better ending. Like, come on, man.
You didn't like the
Like,
ending?
no, I didn't like the ending. I felt like it was
Yeah.
really staged, and I get it that WWE staged. I understand that, but like, really, like that's how you're gonna give her the belt? Like after everything she's been through, okay? You could have done something a little bit more entertaining. I feel like you've been through so much. Last or two was it 2 years ago? She was supposed to win the Intercontinental Championship or something. She like broke her arm or did something with like her arm or shoulder or something.
Yeah.
Um, she always gets injured on like a regular basis. So like maybe this was their way of protecting her to get to win the championship. But like I just don't really know what they're gonna do with her now. Like they've given her the belt. What's next? Is Rhea gonna be the one to take it back from her? Is Lash Legend gonna take over? Is Naomi coming back? Like I don't know because I do agree that I don't think that Charlotte Flair is gonna be the one to take it from her, but I don't know who's gonna take it from her. It's either in my mind it's gonna be Tiffany or it's gonna be Lash Legend or Jade. But like I don't know how that's gonna be an entertaining match. Like I like it, but I don't know. That match alone, I'm gonna give it like a high. I'll give it a high 8, but I really hated the ending. I didn't like the ending of that match for real.
Okay. So you know why I liked the ending? Because I'm not even going to lie to you. I hadn't forgot she was even on the ladder. I did not see her on the ladder the whole time. When Charlotte and Jade were doing their thing, fighting up top and they knocked each other down, I forgot that Chelsea was still there. So when all of a sudden she gets up like Spider-Man and it's like, okay, I'm going to start scaling the ladder. Like from that moment on, I'm like, oh wait, no. I like the setup because it kind of falls into her character, right? Like everything is just
Okay.
supposed to be like accidental. Everything's like supposed to be a mistake. Like this girl's in the tree of woe on the ladder getting beat up. And then she just gets left there, like you said, for like forever. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden nobody's in the ring and she just gets up and like the belt's there for her to take. So like in terms of her character, I like it because like it kind of adds to the hot mess. Like, oh my God, like I can't believe they just let that happen. So I'm cool with that. And then I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm a little biased. I'm a Chelsea Green guy. Like I'm a full freaking
Okay.
stan. I used to despise her because I was just like, okay, maybe this girl's just like one of those like, like again, if you watch WWE Unreal, everyone knows that Michael Hayes called her out and said Chelsea Green is nothing more than like talent that like makes everybody else look good. She's supposed to make like the Charlotte Flairs, the Jades, the Rhea Ripleys look good and just get beat up and then put them over. Ever since he said that in Unreal and Chelsea heard it and like the whole rise of Chelsea Green and like just her whole persona, I've been bought in. Like, I'm like, yo, one, she's funny as hell. Two, she actually can wrestle. Like what people don't realize about her is she actually back in the day, if again, maybe aging myself, or if people remember Lucha Underground, like it was like this crazy show that Chelsea Green actually fought Penta in, and they had like a man on woman match. And Chelsea Green was destroying Penta. Like I'm telling you, like these two
Do
did not
recall that.
hold.
I
Yeah,
do
they
recall.
did not hold back on each other. Like people forget that Chelsea Green can actually wrestle, and like she held her own against a man. Like people used to talk about how China used to fight men. Chelsea Green was fighting a grown ass Penta in Lucha Underground. Like it was crazy. Her ring ability is better. Yes, is she like believable as a champion like Rhea, Charlotte? We have yet to see that. But I think she could be like it's going to be interesting to see where this goes. A lot of people are saying that they think this is going to be like a Sami Zayn situation and it's just going to be like interim champion, like literally interim. Like as soon as Rhea gets back, boom, she's gone. And realistically, I think that might happen. But if you're going to have an interim champion, isn't she kind of like perfect for it?
Listen, I'm not mad at her for the way she won the belt. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, it's creative. At the end of the day, like it's based on the personnel and not personnel on the performance team and all that stuff as well too. So like I can't be mad for the script that they wrote for her, but it's like again, why is that the ending? Like Why? Like, she could have do something else a little bit more dramatic. All she did was, I'm sorry, Tiffany. Those are off the ladder. All 4 girls are out. Beat Fab and Thing come in, take her down, kick her here like this, and then the other 4 girls come back in the ring. They fight, and they both drop off the ladder in both different ways. And then you have Chelsea Green just arrive from the dead. Like, I think that she'll be fine because, like you said, she is funny. She does have one of the best like ring announcements or ring people that announce her name. Chelsea Green. Like that is phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie to you. That is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what they're gonna do for her with her. I'm curious to see how they're gonna like push her. This kind of goes back to like, you know, what Triple H is kind of getting heat for right now as well, with like the whole people that are the younger talent that's not getting too much push. So like again, I'm curious to see like if maybe Triple H is trying to do something a little bit different for the women's division and trying to see if like, you know, trying to experiment with that. So I'm not mad at it. It's just it'll be interesting. I definitely will be interesting. So I'm excited to see what she has to do. But I'm just standing on what I said. I hated the ending. That's the one thing I'm going to say. I hated that ending.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'll give you that. Like, yeah. And to be honest, like that match, I was mainly looking forward to because, you know, anytime you have like more than like 2 people in a ladder match, it's chaotic, right? Like everyone's just out to like outperform, like bump each other. The funny thing is, Chelsea and Tiffany had a better ending in Toronto. I don't know if you remember that, where Tiff actually pushed Chelsea off the ladder. So that's why they did that.
Yes, 2024.
Yeah, that's why they did that. Yeah. In Toronto, it was Money in the Bank. And to win Tiff's first briefcase, she pushed Chelsea Green, and Chelsea Green took that crazy bump where she fell off the ladder onto a table. So now it's like, okay, this is the payback. Like, okay, she pushes Tiff. Tiff does this crazy swanton bomb off the ladder and takes everybody out. So I like that. That's, if anything, that's how they should have ended it. Not with the moment that where, again, she's caught on the ladder. I think they could have done all that stuff with BFAB and did all that crap before. But then as you think Tiff is going to win, then Chelsea comes in and pushes her off and then grabs it. Like, maybe they just had the order of that situation wrong.
Yeah, and speaking of revenge, I got to dive into this one because you brought up revenge.
Yeah.
Is Roman, I mean, it's not going to happen anymore, but do you think Roman Reigns, like, did Roman Reigns have to hit Seth Rollins with the chair, or is it better that he didn't? You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like this is not the first time that we've flirted with the idea of Roman Reigns, you know, about to hit him with the chair. It's not like the second or third time. He's like, yo, just do it. If you want to get your revenge, just do it. Do you think this is like the best way to end the Shield, end the rivalry, kind of move on? Like, do you think it's actually done, or is there more to it?
It's done. It's 100% done. And that's why they did it, right? Because yeah, obviously, and we'll get into the promo and the build for this because I was a big fan of it. Roman's been obsessed with the fact that like Seth broke up the Shield, right? So that chair shot has always been significant in their rivalry. They always come back to it. They always talk about it. Seth is always doing the Shield entrance to piss him off and all this shit. And the whole reason why they say Cody beat Roman was because Cody beat Roman at WrestleMania, what, like 40, I think, or something like that?
2 years ago.
A couple years ago, was because Seth came in and he couldn't let go of Seth hitting him with the chair, right? So Seth was like the sacrificial lamb for Cody to go win. So Roman's always, this is like the beauty of long-term storytelling. So now we finally get the long-awaited Seth Roman main event at a big pay-per-view, and he has a chance to do it, and he doesn't because they're putting the story to bed completely. Roman's now over it. He's like, I'm done. I don't need to worry about this anymore. Let's just finish this like men. And Seth, he's like, same way. You know what? Let's just finish this. Me, you, no weapons, duke it out. It was the end of it. And then they signified that at the end when they stood in their Shield formation for the last time with the mask on the ground, and they leave that gap for where Dean Ambrose would have been. So it's like, okay, we're never going to hear about the Shield again. Like, the Shield is done. Like, we're never going to hear the music again. We heard it for the last time last night. We're never going to hear, like, unless Dean Ambrose comes back to the WWE, which
Not gonna
I don't
happen.
know. Not until his Hall of Fame time. Like,
Mm.
when they all get put in the Hall of Fame, that's the next time we'll hear Shield music. But that's not for a long time. But yeah, I think personally, it's done. It's over.
Yeah, I agree. That match I thought actually was the best match in my opinion. But I also
Mm-hmm.
felt like in that match well too, like there's a lot of parts in there that I felt they could have done a little bit better. I felt like there's too much standing around. I felt like there was too much like I guess just boring moments, I guess you would say. And if you're going to be putting an end to something, I feel like, again, it needs to be more of an iconic finish. You did 3 spears to represent the 3 people of the Shield. Okay, fine. You then did, both you guys were trying to do a dirty deeds, or maybe I know Roman capitalized. I don't know if Seth did. You guys were trying to do a dirty deeds. So the representation, like you said, that's there. But I don't know, like, could there have been a better ending to it? I think so. I just don't feel like Seth is like, come on, spears him one more time, and that's how you lose. You fight that hard to. It's kind of like the Gunther John Cena match when he's like putting him in a chokehold and he's like about to get him to tap out, and John Cena kind of smiles at the end. I feel like it's very similar to that ending. Like it's like, come on, hit me one more time. Like, okay, guys, like I understand. Like, give me something a little more. This is the end of an iconic era. Like, you guys are done. This is gonna be it forever. I don't know. But my question now becomes I'm going a little further, but I told you before we got on the show, I'm gonna have a spoiler. I have a feeling Seth Rollins joined the Bloodline for Survivor Series.
Ooh, wait a minute. Hold on. Seth Rollins joining the Bloodline. I'm like, hold
If
on.
CM Punk did it, why can't Seth Rollins?
I'm trying to picture this, because it's hard for me to picture Seth just all of a sudden falling in line to Roman Reigns.
It's not about falling in line. I don't think it's about falling in line. I think it's very similar. Sorry to cut you off. I think it's very similar to the Paul Heyman CM Punk situation. And I think for some reason, I don't know why, but I think it's more of a favor. It's going to be something down the line where Seth and Roman, they're not going to be the Shield, but they're going to do something down the line where it's a favor.
Okay. I could see that. I don't think he'd be like in line with Jimmy J and Jacob, but like he'd be like kind of like a second in, like not second in command, but like they'd be equals, but he's helping him out.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. I could see that. I could see that. Because if you think about it, if you have those two running like shot over everything, like they're undefeatable. Like they're not going to lose, like ever. Like it would be crazy. Like Seth could get the Intercontinental Championship. He could have the World Championship, or they could just end up taking both belts from both shows and just running the whole thing. Like that could be a possibility. I don't hate that idea. I don't hate it. I just, damn. It's just like where I'm at right now with like the Bloodline is I'm waiting for Jacob to just snake Roman and really become the champion at some point. Cause like Jacob's like this, like, breakable like bodyguard for him right now. And he's not really like friends with the Usos. He's just there to do whatever Roman says. And you never see all 4 of them together anymore. Like you see Jimmy and Jay and you see Jacob, and Roman's just been doing his own thing, but then Roman's giving Jacob the play. So it's like, okay. I'm like, what's happening here? Like, what's this dynamic? Like, and then, I'll before we break into that, I liked the match. I thought it was one of the best main events at a pay-per-view that we've seen in a minute. Just because, bro, like they did everything. Like they stole each other's finishers. They gave Dean Ambrose a shout out with if you remember that move Dean Ambrose does where he gets sent to the rope, he goes in the middle of the rope, comes back, and then slingshots and
Yep.
clotheslines a dude. Like, I was like, yo, like they're hitting everything. The stomps, the super stomps. Roman did a stomp. I've never seen Roman do a stomp before. I'm pretty sure Seth hit a stomp. The shield power bombs on the tables. Like, they were just doing everything in their power. And like, I thought the match was over like 10 times, 10 separate times. I'm like, yeah, it's done. He's not getting up. He's not getting up. And usually I'm like, you know, wrestling is predictable. Like, you can tell when like it's like the pin is the pin and it's done. But like, I'm not even gonna lie. They got me at least 3 times where I'm like, yo, this match is done. And then the crowd just kept getting louder every time one of them kicked out. And then they knocked down the ref. And I was like, okay, now it has to be done. The match continued after the ref was down for like a good like few more minutes. Like, they just kept hitting and hitting and hitting. And then that's when, yeah, the whole steel chair situation happened. And I'm like, okay, what are they going to do? Are they going to like, you know, evolve the story or end it where like Roman finally learns to like let the past go and just drop the chair? And then, yeah, he did it. And that's when I'm like, okay, they're closing this. We'll get Seth and Roman like years from now, and like maybe it'll be good again, or maybe again, like you said, if they work together, eventually someone's gonna screw somebody, right? Like, they can never just work together for the rest of their careers. But yeah, I loved it. I thought it was one of the best main events we've seen in a minute. So, but I want to get to your guy, because the other portion of the Bloodline that had the match, I think it was the first match of night 1, I'm pretty sure. But Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, and Royce Keys taking on the Bloodline. I'll say this. I enjoyed the match. It didn't really serve like I don't know what, like how they really benefit. Okay, it's like you beat the Bloodline. Are they going to break up? No, they're not going to break up. Like, you're going to have to deal with them tomorrow night again. Like, you're going to have to deal with them on Friday. So like, for me, the match was good. It's just like, I'm just like, but like, what now? Like, what happens to LA Knight? Like, does he move on and try to go fight Roman now? Does he, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's done. I think they're just still going to be like fighting. So like, that match didn't really have like a, like, why are we excited to tune in next week? You know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
but in terms of like the actual wrestling, I loved, well, not the wrestling, but the entrance. I loved the werewolf mask that that Jacob had on. They had this whole Gears of War thing. I was like, usually they do that shit with the New Day, but obviously the New Day is not here anymore. But the entrances were cool. I'm just like, kind of like, what's next? But what's your take on the match, and what do you got with Solo Sikoa?
Yeah, I thought it was a really good match. You know, overall, I thought they did a really good job. Solo Sikoa, though, I have to say, he is the funniest Uso of all time. He's the funniest person in that whole bloodline. It used to be Jay. I'm a big Jay Uso guy, but
Yeah.
yo, Solo Sikoa has changed my whole opinion. He goes from being basically a mute with the original bloodline to now being this, like, you know, my bloodline. I'm the leader. I'm the tribal chief. I'm this big guy. No one really, the original tribal chief doesn't rate it. He brings in the guys that are supposed to be like, I guess, henchmen slash like the haters of their bloodline. No one, like, again, Roman doesn't like it. Jay, Jimmy, not even Paul Heyman respects it. So again, you know, like there's a lot behind that side. To have him in the same character now, or the character now, but wearing the same stuff that he wore when he was the tribal chief, and like he was this like leader and whatever, and he's doing shit that's just so funny. Like, for example, right? The match starts and he goes right to this, right to this. And if you understand what this means, this is
Yeah.
the Yi side. But the way he does it though is so charismatic, and like it's just so entertaining and amusing to watch. He again, Roman Reigns brought me back into wrestling in 2020, and Solo Sikoa keep me here right now. I'm saying that wholeheartedly because Solo has done everything that he's supposed to do. And you know what? I'm gonna say this. I love you, Solo. I love you, Solo. All right.
Yo, yo.
You have brought me in to believe you. You have brought me in to like you. You have brought me in to feel like you belong as a face. You also belong as a heel, but you are doing so much better as a face than you were as a heel, in my opinion. And again, the good thing about him with LA Knight and Royce Keys, they did a great job of pushing Royce Keys in this match. He also does a great job at, again, balancing off LA Knight. LA Knight's the older guy. Solo Sikoa is like the middle of the pack in terms of age. And then you got Royce Keys, who's the youngest one of all three. I thought, as for WWE standard, and for Solo Sikoa and for LA Knight, they did a phenomenal job at pushing Royce Keys. But again, for my guy Solo, I love you, man. You're doing amazing, bro. I'm giving that match a 10 out of 10. Even though it doesn't deserve a 10 out of 10,
Ooh,
but just for
okay.
this, just for him doing this, I'm giving it a 10 out
yeah.
of 10.
Yo, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It's the small shit. It's the small things that he does that just makes it entertaining. Like, you're right. Like, his character over the last few years has been hilarious. Like, he doesn't take shit seriously. Like, he's like the polar opposite of Roman Reigns. It's like, you look at Roman and how serious he is, and then Solo will just be making faces and like making jokes and shit. But like, then he's still wearing that Bloodline suit and like, he still looks good. But he's just like, I don't know how to say it. He's like a mafia boss, but then he's like a court jester at the same time. Like, he's just hilarious. Like, I picked on to what you were saying. Like, he's good. And his wrestling.
Sorry to cut you off, but for a second, it felt like he was really just by himself. It didn't even feel like he had partners because of how charismatic he actually was. I don't know. I'm watching the match, and I was more watching him than watching LA Knight and Royce Keys, even though I said a second ago that they did a good job pushing him. But
you hit it. You're hitting everything. Like, that's what makes his character like stand out. Like, out of all 6 guys, I would say Jacob, I kind of like tend to like watch what he's doing, even if he's not in the ring, because he's always doing some like crazy like facial shit or just like looking like intimidating as fuck. But you can look at Solo just standing on the ring side and the ring rope waiting for a tag, and he's just doing something that's just like, it's funny. Like, he's just like always on. And that's the personality and the charisma that you need to be like an entertaining wrestler. Like there's guys that just stand on the side and they're just waiting for the tag. Oh, they might clap a bit. Like, you're just doing the generic shit. Solo's out here making jokes, talking to the crowd, doing this, like, you know, like he's on. And like, when it comes to his actual wrestling, like, yo, he's powerful. Like, he actually looks like he's intimidating. Like, all of the Samoans, like, they're intimidating people. Like, they can just look at you one way and then you'll be fucking like freaked out. Like, you're about to get killed. And then the next moment they're like laughing and joking with you. Like, all of them, like, they're all hilarious in that way. So, yo, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a Solo championship run at some point within the next like 6 months to a year. I know it's hard times right now with like pushing talent, but like, they got to look at Solo and just be like, okay, he needs to get a shot.
We need it. And off topic from Solo in itself, but on topic of Solo, if anyone that's watching that understands Solo Sikoa's character and understand what he's been through the last year, what are your thoughts on the MFTs coming back with Haku?
You think they're coming back? Is that like word?
They're back. They came back on Friday.
They came back. Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm not gonna lie. I was never a fan of MFT. I felt that
they have a coup now. That's where I'm like, okay, this might be something because they have a coup. It's like the Paul Heyman. If you put Paul Heyman with someone, you elevate him, right? But like, is a coup gonna do the same? And this is where I'm intrigued on.
Yeah. Okay. When you put Haku into it, it makes it different. I just never liked the whole MFT thing. I thought it was just like a poor, like, broke team move version of the Bloodline. And like, I don't know, it never hit. And that's why I think all those guys got released. They got released. The Wyatt Six got released because, like, bro, they were battling for months and like nobody cared. So I was just like, do we want to do this again? Like, I kind of liked where they were headed with Solo just kind of going solo, right? Like, he's out
Yep.
here trying to find people to fight his own family with. I hope they keep that up because, like, I don't want Solo to go into the bloodline necessarily. I think he's better off as an adversary. But if he comes back with, again, the family tree again, but you enter like fresh blood, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know if you keep up with like the indies, but there is another Samoan that's expected to make his debut like within like the next year or two. It's Zilla Fatu.
Yep.
This
Yep.
guy is I'm waiting for him to come and maybe not necessarily join the bloodline, but like team up with a Solo or like team up with Jimmy and Jay, like do something. But like he's a threat. Like he is killing it on the indies. I saw him in person for the first time last month at a random ass event in Windsor, Ontario. Don't ask how I ended up there, but like it was sick. It was dope to see. But no, I don't hate it, and I'm 100% with you on Solo being that man needs a push, like a proper push.
He does. He does.
Yeah.
Now, I'm about to backtrack on something, and I'm sorry for
Mm-hmm.
backtracking. I don't know if we have time for it, but I'm going to backtrack. I'm sitting here thinking, and I'm like, I said to you earlier, Seth Rollins joins the bloodline. Okay,
Yeah.
they need an opponent. The Vision +1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's that +1? That's the
Okay.
question. Now it's
Like
kind of
you're
like
adding someone to the current version of Vision.
so exactly. So I'm saying you have Austin Theory, Jake Paul comes back. Let's say Bronson Reed makes his return, and then
Yeah.
they have Braun Breaker. They add
Mm-hmm.
one more to it. Paul Heyman's now probably going to be with them full time, or he might just leave them alone because Brock's done. So
Yeah.
which we can get into that afterwards. But
I don't know
Brock's
if he's
done.
100% done yet.
We'll get to that in a second because
Yeah. Yeah.
we need a
Yeah.
segment
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but again, this is why I'm kind of like maybe Seth Rollins does join that bloodline at that point because now it's like he's trying to get that revenge again on the Vision. But then
Yeah. You
you see
know,
what I'm saying? Like
Survivor Series is coming up. Survivor Series is
and
coming up.
we might have to we might need to have a show before Survivor Series
Yeah.
to give some breakdown and whatnot. But
Yeah.
anyways,
Because yeah, if War Games is coming up, they need two strong teams. So I don't hate where you're going. I'm just trying to think who fits into that mold of the Vision. Like you can't just throw in anybody in there, right? Like the guy has to be of a certain mold. I- You give me some time to think about it. We'll come back to that because I do like that, and I do think that you could revisit like the Seth versus Braun Breaker thing because remember we didn't get the proper Seth versus Braun Breaker match because like one of them has always been injured, so it's
yep,
like they still need to like have that like okay Seth's back Braun Breaker like for the belt for the actual belt or something. But
yep,
no, I'll come back to that. I actually like that. Um, okay, so we talked Chelsea Green, we talked the main event, we talked the obviously the ladder match. Those were like the two big ones for me. Um, I enjoyed Penta versus Gable. I think this was like they had to have done it. Like, bro, it's in Minnesota. It's his hometown. You had this like 2 year long build of of Chad Gable going against the Luchadors, going all the way
yep,
to Mexico to go fight them and like make fun of the culture. I'm like, yo, this is the storytelling that like I love when they actually revisit stuff and go back to it and go back and forth. He's on this apology tour. He's saying sorry to all the luchadors, saying sorry to Mexico, doing all this stuff. Like it's perfect. And then the one guy that he ended up getting his ass kicked like 2 years ago when Penta, like a year ago when Penta first came. And now he faces him off against him for the belt that he couldn't beat him for in the first place. It was perfect. It was perfectly written. And I'm like, okay, Chad gotta do it. Like he has to do it. And the match was brilliant. Like the match was in terms of like wrestling, it had everything you wanted. Like if you're a technical wrestling fan, Chad gave you that. Chad's a strong ass dude for a small guy. Like
yeah,
he literally, for me, he is. I don't want to say like Timu Kurt Angle because like obviously
That's
like,
exactly what I was gonna say. That's
but like
exactly what I
he
was gonna say.
is, and
I was
and
gonna
that's
say a
not a bad
bootleg
thing.
version of Kurt Angle.
It's not a bad thing to call him Walmart or Timu version Kurt Angle because we need like intense dudes like that who can like do like the technical wrestling that you can count on for like good matches. And Chad's like in on mic work, his like personality comes out more. Like you actually like I actually like feel like I can like relate to him more than I've ever could. I liked his stables. Like his stables were cool, like with Otis and Tozawa, and then with the other stable he had, American what was it, American Made or something. Like I can't even remember the name now. That's how like kind of poor that is. But like
Again, even the American Made or whatever they literally remind me of Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas that was with Kurt
yeah,
Angle.
yeah,
It's gonna be
exactly.
again another a bootleg version of that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I like those groups were great, but I was always like, yo, this guy needs to do something like on his own and for himself. So I'm glad he's an older guy, but he's been through the ringer in the last couple of years. Like he's had like I've read some behind the scenes stuff, like he's found God, he reads his like Bible, he's doing all this, like he's really trying to center himself, get like the wrestling down pat, like really make something of himself. So the fact that he finally gets his like first real like singles push, I'm happy for that guy. Like he's fantastic. So, and I hope he actually like puts on like bangers of matches for like however long he holds it, and they give him actually a good run. But I'm just a fan of Chad Gable as a whole, and Penta, of course. Like Penta, anytime Penta's in a match, his swag, his personality. You want to talk about charisma? Like everybody loves Penta. Like that simple walk he does. Yeah, like it's just like he just has that cool luchador swag that like nobody hates on. So, did you have any thoughts on that match or any other match?
Um, Honestly, I don't really have too much to say about it. I do agree with you that I thought it was actually a pretty good match and a solid match as a whole. I think
Yeah.
that for Chad Gable himself, the way he came back, the way that he conducted himself, the way that he's like apologizing to all, like you said, the luchadors and Rey Mysterio and stuff like that, and then even like to the whole Otis situation as well too, which there's a whole another topic in itself to begin with the Otis and Maxine and Austin Theory situation. But that match in itself, though, like I think Chad Gable is has always been talented. I just feel like WWE just didn't really know what to do with him. Like that's kind of what I feel
Mm,
like. I feel like they wanted him to be there as a tag team, but then like
yeah.
he kind of got on his own to be a little bit to be. It's like he was kind of blowing up, and I think at the time his partner got fired or something like that, so whatever that was. And then at the same time as well, like he's now coming back to try to reinvent himself, and I think he's actually better than what he was beforehand. And like like I don't know how true the blood actually was, and him getting smacked in the nose, whatever the case was as well. I like the match. I'm not a huge. I don't know. I like the match. Let's say that I like the match. I
The
like
match
that
is
it was
good.
also. Yeah, I also like the fact that it was two faces going off with each other, not a heel
Yeah.
and a face. And I kind of liked how that apology also kind of like ended a story for them as well too. I guess you could say, or ended like something as well. It's like, oh, like thank you for everything, and now it's kind of time to move on. But I'm curious to see. I'm more so curious to see what the next steps are for Penta. That's really what I'm more so considering with this one, and I'm curious to know what they do with Penta moving forward.
Yeah. No, you're right. Because honestly, and this is kind of where we'll probably get into this Triple H bit. They struggle with giving guys something to do after they lose a belt. Like obviously the
Mhm.
person who wins the belt, they go on to do whatever. But yeah, like are they gonna like what's gonna happen with Penta, right? It's just
Mhm.
like I know she's not on screen right now, but it's just like Stephanie Vaquer, right? She loses the belt
Yes.
and then she just kind of disappears. So it's like, okay, is she probably taking a break? Yeah, cool. Is she getting healthier? I bet. But it's like, you know what I mean? And like, oh, I know this is kind of jumping topic, but look at Sol Ruka, for instance. They
Mhm.
give Big Mommy Cool the belt. And then I look at Sol Ruka's like reign as champion. I'm like, I don't really like I was big on Sol Ruka. I love that girl. Like her finisher is sick, but it's like, what are you gonna do with her now? Like, what's going to happen now? So with Penta, I hope they don't like lose him in the sauce while they're giving like Rusev burn. They might give Ethan Page burn. But like, what's going to happen with Penta? Because like you said, it's two face guys, right? It's not one heel, one face where it's like the heel will just never stop challenging. It's like Penta's probably not going to be challenging for that belt again. Like I don't see it happening where they give Penta a rematch. Maybe they do. I don't know. Maybe it becomes a series. But like, yeah, I hope they don't kill him. The rest of the matches, I would say, of SummerSlam, like nothing really. Okay, I'll give you my rant. I think the Danhausen stick is running dry. I think they're running this shit into the ground now. And bro, I was one of the biggest Danhausen fans. When they booed this guy coming in, because I watched AEW back in the day. Like, I watch AEW, so I kind of knew who Danhausen was. AEW never used him correctly. That's a WWE guy. So when WWE finally gets Danhausen and then people kind of see what he is, it's perfect. It's match made in heaven. This guy's doing all the funny shit. He's doing the curse. He's like just involving himself in ESPN. It's growing, like everything is becoming like, like great. But now
he got lucky. He got lucky that he took the curse off the Knicks and then they won like 12 in a row or like 16 in a row.
Bro, he immediately they lost 2 to the Atlanta Hawks. He uncurses them and they win like 12, 13, 14 games straight. Like it was perfect. Like it was a perfect storm. But this human money's on a pole match, like I'm sorry.
God.
I just thought it was like, okay, you guys are like, this is SummerSlam, bro. You have this match on Raw. Have the match on Raw, make some funny jokes, and we're happy. But like you could have given that spot to some other talent. Like where was Nia Jax? Where's Jordan Grace? Where's Julia? Where's like, you know what I mean? Like there's other people that could have taken that time slot. I know you have to have Danhausen on because he's hot, and I know you need Dominic Mysterio because obviously people love Dom, but like I didn't need the human monies on a pole match. I think the stick is running dry. They gotta slow down. Just find him something to do, but not every single time he's on TV, he's got to do something like, chaotic and crazy. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm beginning to hate, but like, I feel like if they keep going down this path with him every single time, we're gonna resent this guy and we're not gonna like him anymore.
Yeah, I'm with you. 1,000,000% actually. I don't understand this money on a pole match. I don't understand what exactly they were trying to do with that. I understand the comic behind it. I understand the humor behind it. That side I get. But what they're actually trying to do with him, I have no freaking clue whatsoever. Like, again, that's the best you can give for Dominic Mysterio, and that's the best you can give for Danhausen. Like, take away Danhausen for a second. Is this really what Dominic is about to become to WWE? Just a luchador champion and that's it? Like, are you guys have nothing else for him at that point? It's disrespectful in my opinion. In my honest opinion, it's very disrespectful with what you're doing to Dominic. Like, again, I know you're talking about Danhausen, but it's like, really? Like, this is what you're doing? Like, come on. I understand you want to take away the clubhouse or whatever the hell that the group's called. I forgot about their names, to be honest. Once Damian Priest and Finn Balor left. But again, it's like the Judgment Day, right?
Yeah.
But again, the real purpose of that Judgment Day was for Dom and for no Alexa. Is it Alexa? Alexa, no, it's not Alexa Bliss, is it?
Roxanne, Liv Morgan, and
Liv Morgan.
Raquel.
Liv. The whole purpose of that is for them to push Liv and Dom together. But again, is this really what life is about to become for WWE with Dominic Mysterio? I sure as hell hope not. Because if this is what they have for him, my goodness, like might as well just fire him and let him go to AET at this point, and like let him or AEW and let him go and do something on his own. Because I don't understand really like what they're doing here, and there's no way. I just don't get it. Because this guy and sorry for like prolonging this, but I don't understand this match. The match sucked in itself. It wasn't even entertaining to begin with. The best part about the whole thing was the little Danhausen or whatever they call them, and like that was the best part about it to begin with. I don't know, man. I'm just very confused with what they're doing there. and what's his name? Joe Hendry. Like even their little concert on Monday Night Raw, just screaming "You are cursed" for 5 minutes. Like, no, I would do the exact same thing that Ryan Garcia did as well too. I'm getting in there and smashing a freaking guitar over their head.
That was good.
I'm
That was
tired
good.
of it because
Yeah.
you got to stood on the pole for freaking 20 minutes of just going, "You are cursed." Like, brother, what? I don't know.
No. Yo, we're in agreement. Like it's running dry. They're running this shit, and they're wasting Joe Hendry too. He's affected by this. Yeah. Like, bro, Joe Hendry last year.
But here's my thing with Joe Hendry. My thing with Joe Hendry. How do you give him a WrestleMania match against Randy Orton, and then you're putting him with Danhausen to do this? I'm confused. I'm super confused.
That's what I mean. It's like, yo, you're wasting Dominic Mysterio's hype. You're wasting Joe Hendry's hype. Joe Hendry, like you said, last year Joe Hendry was wrestling Randy Orton. Now he's just like singing songs with Danhausen. Like, and the song was like, it was cute the first minute. And then I'm like, okay, I'm over this. Move on. Please, move on. They gotta get Joe Hendry back into a picture where like he's challenging for titles and like bro, like this guy was a TNA superstar. You literally signed him and brought him here because he was the hottest thing on the indie market. And like, I don't know what they're even doing with him. But like, yeah, like no, the Danhausen thing, like, bro, like this guy had Miz and what's the other dude's name? I'm like drawing a blank right now. Kit Wilson, as zombies, like, and like I don't even know what's going on with that anymore. I don't even know if that's still a thing. I'm like, where the hell is Miz? Why isn't Kit Wilson going back to calling people toxic? Because he was even on a good run. Like this guy was doing something. Like this guy came from that group with Elton, whatever, Prince, and like I hated them at the first. And then when Kit Wilson was on his own and he was starting to like make some motion, I'm like, yo, they got to keep doing this. I like this new version of Kit Wilson. Now he's a zombie for Danhausen. So it's like, yo, find something for these guys to do, but you cannot waste Joe Hendry. You cannot waste Dominic Mysterio. So yeah, Human Money is on a pole match. That was a waste. You save that for a Raw or SmackDown. Save that for a Raw or SmackDown where I can like at least bear it and understand it. But
now, who I want to talk about is the ruler. Well, the ruler. I want to talk about Owa Femi because, first of all, I want to talk about that match as well. That match had, in a way, there's a lot of symbolic behind that match. The two tombstones from Brock Lesnar represent or shouting out the Undertaker, keeping in mind that the Undertaker used to mess him up at SummerSlam, and then on the last SummerSlam that they fought, Undertaker lost to Brock, so Brock gave like a monumental moment to Taker. So that was really cool to see. But like honestly, like how do you beat Owa Femi? Like that guy, you want to talk about the next champion? That's the next champion right there. That is the next best thing. And again, really and truly, you're gonna call me crazy. You're gonna call me crazy. You literally need him to begin with. He's gonna be amazing. But yo, imagine pairing him with Paul Heyman and making him the next best thing. I don't know, man. Like I know I'm crazy.
What I was saying is, sorry, you're cooking because honestly, I don't hate that. I wouldn't put the next big thing or the next, what did you say? The next
best thing.
The next best thing, because it will tie him into Brock Lesnar too much. And now we have to kind of like, you know what I mean? Like separate them so that they're own person. Although people are going to tie him into Brock Lesnar like for the rest of his career. Like it's just what it is. Like when you're that big of a guy and you're just like that, like dominant, like you're going to look like and be talked like Brock Lesnar. But I don't hate that Paul Heyman would kind of leech on to him. Cause like, I think Paul loves the business. And if Brock is truly done, I don't think Paul Heyman is just going to disappear, right? Like he's going to want to stick around. So why not give him Owa Femi, right? Like that would be pretty tight. I don't hate that.
But my question now becomes, can Paul Heyman be a good guy? Like he's so good as a villain. He's good regardless of how he is, but he's so good as a villain. So like, again, can you put him with Oba and be a good guy? Because right now, Oba is on fire. He's Oba, Oba. So again,
Yeah.
like that alone is worldwide. That dance is worldwide. I'm gonna give you a funny joke. Someone actually told me the other day, and I don't know if this is appropriate or not, but someone just said, you know, you got to do this on TikTok. You put on the Oba Femi music, you do the dance as you're about to go get some. You walk into the room and you see a girl on the bed, and you better make sure you do that. Uh,
Yo,
like
yo,
the fact that he's able to like make people make jokes about it, and he's talking about what he talked about. That's exactly a Paul Heyman guy right there. You gotta talk about people to be a Paul Heyman guy. And
yeah.
again, I don't think he necessarily needs Paul Heyman, but yo, imagine the two of them together and Paul Heyman goes out and retires as a freaking babyface. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Like I love it. I love it. And
I
I
know
think
it is.
that I'm actually a big fan of Owa Femi. I really do believe that this is Brock Lesnar's last match. I don't think they're gonna do anything more. I don't even know how fake his him coming back was, because I did hear some rumors that he was supposed to come back, or he was supposed to originally retire from SummerSlam to begin
WrestleMania.
with.
Yeah.
And then Triple H was gonna sue him if he didn't do it or whatever case was. But honestly, like I really liked the match. I really liked the match, and I liked Brock Lesnar's entrance. I liked the way that they utilized the Hell in a Cell. I really liked the fact that he bigged up Oba Femi afterwards. Brock doesn't get on the mic ever, so when he does, it's like, whoa, you just hit a monumental moment in your life, and in the wrestling game as well too. It's like the Undertaker when the Undertaker was a dead man. Rarely would he get on the mic, but when he gets on that mic to say one word, rest in peace, and he throws his eyes back, brother, we all stopped. And time stopped as well too. And I kind of felt like with Brock Lesnar, like really talking to Oba and saying, "Yo, I'm the past, you're the future." I think that's it for Brock. He's done.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he couldn't do it the way he did at WrestleMania because everyone was just thinking it's a hoax and it's not real.
Yeah. No,
So
I think
I
you're right.
I,
Yeah.
I give it altogether 8.5 out of 10, and the 0.5 is really for Brock Lesnar getting on the mic.
True. Yeah. I'll say this. I also loved and enjoyed the match. The reason why I don't think he's done is because and this is all rumors and he say, she say, they're saying that he's going to come back at WrestleMania and retire there. That's why I'm like, okay, if he does that, I don't think we're going to see him for a long time. I don't know who he would fight at WrestleMania because realistically, after Obafemi, who else does he fight? Like
Roman Reigns.
you fought in everyone. Like we could get a thing with him and Roman Reigns for the last time, but it's like I don't know. Like he officially hands the torch over to Obafemi. Everyone's cool with it. It's great, but we don't get that like emotional like. Is this truly the last match? Like we did the fake one that we did at WrestleMania, right? Like the one at
Yeah,
WrestleMania looked legit. Like I thought he was done. I think everyone thought he was done.
I
And
thought he was
then
done.
yeah, like you put the gloves in the ring, you do this, you walk off. Paul Heyman's crying, he's crying, like everyone's like, yo, Brock's actually done. Like, I can't believe it. But then now he's like, congrats, Oba, you're the future, I'm the past, I'm out. Like, it just felt like I don't think that's the last time we see him. I just don't know what capacity he would come back in. But like I feel like we'll see him again.
It wouldn't surprise me as WWE for him to go out that way, because look how they sent out AJ and John Cena. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, like I didn't really feel like yeah, John Cena did get a whole long year tour, that's cool. But like
Yeah.
even the way he lost, like really, like I get it, storyline for Gunther, but like really? That's how you lost?
Yeah.
And then he was on AJ Styles. You and I both said it on Monday Night Raw. We're like, there's no way he loses at Royal Rumble. There's just no way. It's not like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's
and he
funny
actually
because
does.
we actually saw AJ Styles' last Raw match. Last,
Yes, he did.
we saw that, and I was like, it just didn't feel like he would be done. But then, yeah, we find out he's actually done, and I'm like, that's crazy. Like to think about that, that's crazy. But like, Brock still needs to get into the Hall of Fame too. So I think, one, he doesn't need to be wrestling to go into the Hall of Fame, but a lot of the Hall of Fame superstars either end up coming back and doing like, one last run while they're still like an active member of the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? Like Rey Mysterio's a Hall of Fame member. The Bellas are Hall of Fame members. Trish is a Hall of Fame member. Edge is a Hall of Fame guy. And like, bro, they're all still like one-off wrestling. You know what I mean? So I think with Brock, I think we get one more, but like, it's probably not till WrestleMania.
The only thing I see is maybe all three Paul Heyman guys fight it out, and CM Punk. CM Punk loses to Owa Femi, and then CM Punk comes back to. I don't know, man, but like, there's three possible storylines that we could talk about, but I don't know. I think at this point it's just go back to your farm, Brock Lesnar, in Calgary, Alberta.
Chill.
Just have fun.
Saskatchewan. I think it's Saskatchewan or something like that.
You're
it could be right, Saskatchewan. Yeah. But yeah, no, I don't hate it. Like, yeah, he needs to go chill. It's Oba time. Oba Femi's the guy. He's just the dude. Like, I don't think the charisma's there, the power's there, the domination's there. Like, he's such a believable champion. So with that, we can get back into other SummerSlam bits, but I did want to talk about this. So guys like Oba, Trick, Braun Breaker, Dominic Mysterio, they're like the future, right? Like they're the guys that are going to be the faces of this company for like the next 10 years. So a lot of talk right now online and just like in general is why Triple H isn't pulling the trigger on any of these guys. And I hate this conversation so much because it kind of just goes into, bro, we're looking at this as fans. We're looking at this as viewers. We just want what we want, right? This booking shit is harder than people think it is. There is so many levels to how this company has to book things. Bro, you have, I listened to Chris Van Fleet's podcast. Shout out to Canadian Chris Van Fleet. He had Paul Heyman on like a couple weeks ago. And Paul Heyman was talking about how Triple H is the perfect guy for this job. And he would never want to do this job because it's fucking hard. Like, people don't understand and appreciate how hard booking it is. And trust me, I am not a Triple H, like, fanatic. Like, I know I come on here and I defend him a lot, but I defend him because I know how hard that job is. He has to appease so many people. If you look at it like this, one, he has to appease the media. The media is Netflix, it's Peacock, it's Disney, it's ESPN, all these freaking companies that WWE have deals with, they have to be happy with what's going on. So that's one level. Then you have the fans in the IWC, the internet wrestling community, the people that get fucking pissed off and just cry and complain about everything. If their guy doesn't get pushed, it's Triple H's fault. If their guy loses, it's Triple H's fault. If this guy's not getting pushed enough, it's Triple H's fault. That's one level. So then you have the fans, right? Then the third, you have to look at the actual wrestlers themselves. Bro, this is how the turnover happens. If people aren't happy and they're not getting the push and they feel like they deserve better, what do? They quit and they go to AEW. They quit and they go to TNA. They quit and they go to the indies. There's so many people to appease internally, externally, and there's so many bodies, bro. Like, the WWE is a big ass pond, and there's so many new faces coming in, like being pumped out of NXT, being taken from AEW, being pumped from the indies. Like, bro, every month I think I kind of end up seeing like a new face or somebody I haven't seen before because like they're debuting or we just signed somebody. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many people you have to. So you can't possibly push Oba, Trick, Braun, Dominic, all at the same time, right? Then you still have the old guard. You have the CM Punks. You have the Roman Reigns. You have Cody Rhodes. You have Brock Lesnar. You have like all of these old guys that are still the money-making draws that we still want to see. So it's like, bro, like, what do you do? Like, do you just give Oba the belt, make him beat Roman Reigns, and then see how he does? Do you just say, okay, Trick, go beat Seth Rollins and go, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not as easy as people think. And if you do that, what you do is you take away a moment at another time, right? Planning this shit out and like making sure it happens at the right point, at the right moment is crucial. You can't just give Oba Femi the belt at fucking, I don't know, what lame ass pay-per-view. Like, I don't want to see Oba Femi win the belt at Backlash. I don't want to see I want to see Oba Femi win the belt at WrestleMania. I want to see Oba Femi win the Royal Rumble. I want to see Oba Femi win the belt at SummerSlam. You know what I mean? Like, you have to plan this shit out strategically with the right time, the right people, and like, it's all about moments and creating like timeless shit, right? So that's just my opinion on like the booking and why he's not just giving these guys the belt like right as they come out from NXT. Like, I want to see build. I want to see stories like create. I want to see like, you know what I mean? Again, going back to Sol Ruka, bro, they gave Sol Ruka the Intercontinental Women's Championship as soon as she came out of NXT. That run was not good. Like,
no, but that's where I agree with everything you're saying, but I disagree with their approach to it. And I'll tell you why I disagree with their approach to it. Because when 2002, there's a gentleman that walked into Kurt Angle, looked him in his eyes with some spiky hair on his head, and said, "Ruthless aggression." And that became the 17-time world heavyweight champion, the GOAT, the best wrestler of all time. So,
go ahead.
What? As much as we don't want to push these guys right now, you have to push them. Because at that time, 2002, 2003, 2004, who did they start really pushing? They pushed Randy Orton. They pushed John Cena. They pushed Rey Mysterio. They pushed Eddie Guerrero. They were pushing a lot of younger guys to beat the older guys. And guys like The Undertaker, Brock, or even Brock Lesnar is one as well, that came in the next best thing or next big thing or whatever you want to call it. So again, Oba Femi is all of that combined. Oba Femi is a 6'7" demon. And I don't like to use that word very, very, very often because I'm trying to become a man of God myself. But he is a absolute, like, he's amazing. And here's the one thing that creative needs to do, and they do a pretty decent job at it. I'm gonna give that to WWE. When someone's getting pushed by the fans, if the fans like you, they're gonna push you. They're gonna push you. And I think that Oba Femi beating Brock Lesnar, winning that series or whatever you want to call it, I think that helps him get above everybody else, like the Trick and stuff like that. Now, here's where I'm upset. Braun Breaker is an absolute monster because you talk about someone coming in right away and winning the Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker was that guy, is that guy. And now they have him as a freaking pawn to Austin Theory. Like, are we okay over here? You are literally taking one of your prized possessions. Braun Breaker is making you money right now. That spear, bro, not even Roman Reigns can give a spear the way that Braun Breaker gives a spear. So again, we talk about the absolute like domination of these young guys. Randy Orton came from somewhere. John Cena came from somewhere. Brock Lesnar came from somewhere. I think Triple H needs to find a better way to utilize these guys. I think Triple H needs to find a better way of putting these guys in matches on a regular basis and take out the Cody Rhodes. I'm tired of seeing Cody. I'm tired of him living out his dream or whatever you want to call it. That shit has failed. That shit is overplayed. That is 2024. That is great then. But we're tired. We're tired of watching Cody Rhodes. I want to see more stretching from Oba Femi. I want to see more whooping of that Trick. And I want to see more spears from the animal himself, Braun Breaker.
You know what?
Sorry,
I think
I got
you're
a little
right.
carried away. I apologize.
No. That's what we want. That's what we want. Because like, it's actual, like, it's the truth, right? I don't hate it. If you were to give, like, let's say right now, they start planning the Owa Femi championship run, like right now. Like they're gonna give him a title shot, the next pay-per-view. Like, are you giving him the belt right now? Like, are you sold? Like let's just throw him in the fire and like let's see how he does.
Why not?
Yeah, okay. And I like what you said because, bro, you're right. Orton, Batista, John Cena, and there was a fourth guy. I can't remember. Oh, Brock Lesnar. They all got pushed heavy in like 2004 when like Austin and Rock were done, right? Austin and Rock are gone. So I kind of feel like they had no choice. Like they had to. Like, yeah, you got Taker there. You got like some of the old crew there still. But like, yeah, like those four guys had to pretty much carry the show. I just don't want people to see them as champion and then get bored quick. You know what I mean? Like, if they're truly not ready, I don't want that to ruin their legacy and like people just like, I never want to see this guy as champion again. And I'm not saying that Oba can't. I just feel like I'm a big long-term storytelling guy. I love when they kind of tease that this guy's going to win, and then they give it to him like later at another point, like Daniel Bryan, for instance. Like they tried with him
even the Daniel Bryan show, like and sorry to cut you off, but even the Daniel Bryan show, they didn't even mean to do it. They didn't mean to put him in the championship match.
It was the fans. Yeah, it was the fans. It was the fans. You're right. It was the fans, and like that's what we're doing now.
But exactly. But even right now, between all the superstars out there, who right now gets the most love and appreciation from the fans? Oba freaking Femi.
Yeah.
But what, so
they need to catch the wave.
They have to. Here's the reality of this. He came in as a single superstar. He can leave as a single superstar. It's not like he came in like Jey Uso, who came in as a tag team, and then he sucks as a single superstar. So now they have to give him back to the bloodline again down the line. So Oba Femi, you can experiment with Oba Femi. You win the title, okay, cool. You can lose it in a month or two if you don't feel like it's working. But then again, you build him back up to being a champion again. They did it for John Cena 17 fucking times. Why can't they do it for Oba Femi?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You know what? My bad. I'll change. I can kind of see what you mean, where just because it's not like he's going to win the belt one time and one time only. He's going to have multiple reigns. So does the first reign have to go perfect? No, but I feel like it still has to happen at like the perfect time. And I'll give you an example. Chris Jericho. I fucking hated Chris Jericho when he first beat Stone Cold. Bro, I was the biggest Stone Cold fan. I remember that night. What was the pay-per-view again? I think it was Unforgiven or something.
Unforgiven. Yeah, one of those.
Yeah, they had the two championship matches to crown the first ever undisputed champion. And I was like, yo, Stone Cold, it's done. It's a wrap. They're going to give it to him. This is a perfect example of giving it to a young guy who people don't think is ready yet. And then look who he becomes, right? Jericho beats The Rock and Stone Cold on the same night to become the undisputed champion. I was pissed. I was livid. I was just like, I can't believe they did this. But without that, we don't get this Chris Jericho. We don't get who he is right now, right? Like, we don't get any of that unless he wins that undisputed champion. So I'm with you that they need to push the young talent and put them in the fire and give them a belt. And yeah, does Oba's first run need to be spectacular? No. But give that to Trick. Let Trick see what he can do. Give that to Braun Breaker. To be honest, out of all four of those guys that we keep talking about, Trick, Oba, Dominic, and Braun, I think the most ready, the one that I would want to see kind of like immediately without no like long-term story build, surprisingly, I think it's Braun Breaker. Because I think his body of work already with Seth Rollins, with the vision, with that spear, his hype, I think if you were to give him a championship match tonight on Raw or the next pay-per-view and he wins, I'm still intrigued. I want to see what he's going to do. And I think he could have a decent run. It could be 3-4 months. And I'd be like, yo, that's successful. You did it. You gave Braun the belt. He's now a champion. We're going to see him build for the next. But Oba, I kind of want to see the WrestleMania build. You know what I mean? Give him that Cody Rhodes story build where it's like, okay, he's going through Brock. He went through this person. He went through this person. And now you give him at WrestleMania, boom, champion. It's like perfect, right?
Only person. Here's where I agree with you that the storyline has to make sense. I 100% agree.
Mm-hmm.
My problem that I'm having with it though is we know Roman Reigns is going to be champion for a long time. We don't really know when he's going to lose the championship. We don't know when he's going to lose the belt. But CM Punk champion is just annoying me. Like, because again, like I like CM Punk, but CM Punk as a champion is annoying me. Give it to somebody younger and let him rock out. They called each other out the other day. Okay, cool. I actually think, to be honest, it makes more sense for Owa Femi to beat Roman Reigns than it does to beat CM Punk. Only because of stature, only because of body build. If Owa beats CM Punk, it's like, well, you're just 6'7" giant that's beating up with someone that's like 5'8". Like,
it's
okay,
believable.
great. Like,
yeah.
You know, what are we really telling over here? But if you beat the longest reigning champion of all time, and you beat someone who is on the Mount Rushmore, you talk about Mount Rushmore, majority of people are going to put Roman Reigns up there. Granted, you only had like 2 or 3 title runs to begin with, but he had the longest one. And to be honest, if you beat Roman Reigns for the title, I think that's more like susceptible for success than beating CM Punk. Because unless you want to talk about, yo, I beat CM Punk, right? I beat CM Punk. Okay, I move on. All right, cool. I lose to somebody else, and then I go beat Roman Reigns. Okay, I can get behind that one. You win 2 championships in the next 6 months or whatever. Cool. But I can't have him. I can't have. Anyways, I don't know.
No. You're cooking, bro.
I just think Roman Reigns would be the better one, to be quite honest.
I 100% agree with you, but that match can't happen on Raw. It can't happen on SmackDown. It can't happen at Money in the Bank. It can't happen at whatever pay-per-view. You know that. You know where Roman and Oba has to happen, right?
Royal Rumble.
I mean, I don't hate it, but I think that's a WrestleMania match. I don't think you can waste that anywhere else. Roman versus Oba.
So do you have a championship match at Royal Rumble? You lose that match. You jump in the Royal Rumble last minute. You win the Royal Rumble. You beat him at WrestleMania.
Ooh, there you go. See, that's the curveball. That's the thinking where it's like, okay, you set up Oba versus Roman at the Royal Rumble for the belt. The Bloodline gets involved, or something happens and the fans are pissed. And people are like, why didn't Oba win? They're angry. He gets into the 30-man Royal Rumble, eliminates 15 guys, and wins the entire thing. And then goes to WrestleMania to actually win. There you go. I'm in. I'm bought. I'm sold. Because now you actually have the real match where, yeah, Bloodline might interfere, or maybe they don't. But now you have Oba actually win. I love that. I just think that magnitude, because like, okay, again, going back to my booking thing with what Paul Heyman said on the podcast, if you waste Oba Brock at Royal Rumble, what do you have at WrestleMania? You know what I mean? Like, who fights in the main event at WrestleMania at that point? So it's like you have to think 2-3 months down the road. But what you just did, yo, I'm sorry, you should be in that writing room. You just cooked up like some like, like that to me is like perfect. Like that would have been solid. But I'm a fan of that. But
I told you before the show started, I'm gonna give you guys some spoilers. I don't know if they're gonna be true, but I'm gonna give you guys some good spoilers. And that right there, my friend, is a Paul Heyman spoiler.
Come back here in 6-7 months when it's Royal Rumble time, and Oba's in it and he wins and goes back to WrestleMania. But we'll see. But yo, to like kind of like even like close this down, did you like overall SummerSlam, and like like the direction of like where we're going. Are you happy? Like, what's your like? Tell me what's your overall rating of SummerSlam, and then just tell me if you're happy with like the direction of the company, like the landscape and the totality as a whole.
I'm giving SummerSlam a 7 out of 10. I think the
Mm-hmm.
biggest thing for me is I'm just confused with some people that are on the roster. That's all. I think I just don't really know what their direction is with some people. Like we talked about earlier with Dominic Mysterio. We talked about it earlier with Breaker. We talked about it earlier with kind of Trick as well. You know, even like you mentioned Cody Rhodes. I'm a little just you talked about Joe Hendry and Danhausen. Like again, I'm just confused. That's all. Like I just want them to have a little bit more of a storyline and a little bit more of an understanding. I don't need to know everything because again, I'm not part of WWE and I understand that. But I would like to understand what they plan on doing with him instead of having two people stand on the top of the turnbuckles and having a money in
Money's on the
the
pole.
who the money on a pole match. Like I just would like to go a little bit more. Like if you guys are gonna have the type of creative, you're gonna have the type of talent. I really believe that you need to do something well with them and you need to do it the right way. So um, to be honest, I like I said, I did like SummerSlam. Overall, 70%, not bad whatsoever. Just a little tweaks here and there. I thought some of the finishes could have been better. I thought some of the storylines could have been better. I thought some of the overall matches could have been drawn a little bit better. But we'll see what happens down the line, and hopefully Triple H and his team can figure out a bigger story for most of these guys they have on the roster.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That to me is what they need to actually focus on. And for me, I give SummerSlam an 8 out of 10. And I'm being generous just because, bro, I'm usually cynical. By the end of most major pay-per-views, I'm like, bro, like that was trash. Like, but this card to me was better than WrestleMania. I
Yeah,
don't know if I'm like the only one saying that. I just felt I'm watching SummerSlam. I'm like, why does this feel like WrestleMania? Like it was better than WrestleMania. Like WrestleMania to me was not good. Like it was not good. And these matches and the finishes, I know you didn't like the women's ladder match finish. And then the Roman Seth may have fallen short. But like overall, I think in totality, like I was happy with most matches. I was like, okay, this is entertaining. Like I could see this, like, you know what I mean? So I gave it an 8 out of 10. And just overall as a whole, um, I think it looks better than it did like a couple months ago, because a couple months ago people were just not happy with anything. Like everyone was just complaining at every pay-per-view. I saw the online discourse for SummerSlam and people were genuinely happy with like what happened. Obviously there's like there's small things that need to change, but I would say this, and this is kind of what we were talking off camera, bro. The SummerSlam stage to me was kind of unique. Like it looked interesting. You know what I mean? Like it looked different. I need them to go back, and it doesn't have to be an Attitude Era thing, but they need to go back and find ways to make stages unique and look different. Like, do you
yeah,
remember Backlash every year? They'd have those hooks that are like swinging back and forth. It was like a small thing, but like, bro, like
yeah.
I felt like, yo, this is a serious pay-per-view. Like this stage looks crazy. Armageddon. They have like the cars piled up and like it looks like a apocalyptic zone. Like it just adds to like the environment of the pay-per-view you're at. Like I just remember anytime the pay-per-view opened up and the initial fireworks and you had JR and King yelling and like you just see what the stage looks like. And then they have that like music running in the background and you get pumped. Like you're actually like in it. Like this is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like now they just do this intro with, they show the superstars walking in and everyone's doing the same generic walk in and like, oh, it's Seth Rollins. He's taking on like, you know what? I don't want to see that shit. I don't care. I don't want to see them until they're ready to fight. I don't want to
Yeah.
see them standing right beside each other and talking and like doing all this shit. I have a like, bunch of small suggestions. Like one, get unique stages. Two, promo packages. Promo packages are the most important things in wrestling. That's what gets you people that don't even know what's going on. If they see that promo package on ESPN or Sports Center, they're like, yo, this thing looks crazy. Like these guys have been duking out, beating the shit out of each other for 3 or 4 weeks. This guy ran over this guy with a car. This guy jumped this guy in the boiler room. Like, you know what I mean? Like then you have this like Limp Bizkit music in the background to hype up the main event. Like, you know what I mean? Like The Austin
Yeah.
Rock promo at WrestleMania 17 is considered one of the best promo videos of all time. My Way on the Highway. Like, bro, they need to go back to building up the promo videos where it makes people care about the match. I don't remember the last time, aside from the Seth Roman one, because that's like 2 years of like building. But like, they haven't had a good promo video. Do you remember in the last like 10 years, any promo packages where you're like, yo, I want to buy this pay-per-view right now. I want to spend $60 to go buy this paper. I can't. I can't remember no promo packages that are like epic like that. You know what I mean? So I need them to go back to that. Entrance music. Jim Johnston, the guy who used to do all the WWE Superstar entrance music back in the day, he was on a video. I don't know how old this video was, but he was basically saying, yo, you watch the entrance musics today, every wrestler is the same shit. It's just generic shit. Nobody's different. No one's unique. Bro,
I agree.
Mr. Ass, I'm an ass man. Big Show, well, it's the Big Show. Stone Cold with the glass shattering. The Rock with the If You Smell. Like, everyone's like just... Taker, Kane, like everyone's entrance music. The WWE music volume series used to be like diamond. Like they used to sell like albums because like their music was so like enticing. Like people love that. Bro, now like I'll give you Roman's music. I love Roman's music. I think that's perfect for him. I love Seth's music. But like there's just like a couple of guys, you know what I mean? Like everyone else is just like, I don't get excited for you. Like, I don't get the crowd doesn't pop that loud for that shit. Like, they need to get back and focus more on the music and not just the in-house band shit. Like, Jim Johnston, they better put that man in the Hall of Fame. Like, that guy made the soundtrack to everyone's childhood. Like, he's crazy. But yeah, promo packages, entrance music, unique stages, and stop putting guys who want to beat the crap out of each other right beside each other in the ring. I don't want to see Seth and Roman face to face when they were literally just about to like, when they should be beating the shit out of each other. Do you remember ever seeing Stone Cold and Triple H in the ring talking to each other? No, one has to be on the stage far, far away from the other guy, because if they're even 2 feet away from each other, they should be beating the shit out of each other. They should be hurting each other. The Rock and Triple H were never right beside each other in each other's faces. Sometimes, yeah, they'll have them stand at the other side of the ring. That's cool. But why are these guys staring into each other's eyes? Like when they should want to beat each other up. Stop doing that shit. Put one guy at the top of the stage, put one guy in the ring, have them talk shit, and if they get any bit closer, it's on site. Like you have to smash that dude. Like that's how you make shit more believable. That's how you get shit more like enticing. But that's just me. That's just what I think. I'm just a fan. I don't know. But I think those small changes, you could have people selling out seats just off of building up proper feuds. But yeah.
I agree, man. Honestly, everything you're saying is very factual because again, I don't know about you, but when I was younger, the one thing I used to love to do was like envision myself coming out to someone's music or like whatever the case was. So like, even now with the Roman Reigns, like there's times where I'm like, downstairs on the treadmill, walking or running or whatever, and there's times I'm putting on WWE playlists, and it's really literally a lot of them are old guys talking or old music, whatever the case is, like Triple H and some Stone Cold, The Rock, but then you have Roman Reigns. It's like, okay, well, this is different. This is nice. It's unique. But like honestly, like I completely agree. And like even the wrestling game, like now they have a better technology nowadays is better. But if you had an N64 and you were playing WWE No Mercy, for example, WWF No Mercy, for example, I hope I don't get sued for this, but WWF No Mercy, at the end of the day, like, bro, that game was legendary because you had all the guys come out and you wanted to be a part of that. You wanted that game. Everybody wanted that game. That game was like legendary. And to kind of close out what I'm saying, like, bro, like you talked about the pay-per-view entrances or pay-per-view arenas or arenas, the stages and things like that.
Yeah.
That things were cool. Like, like Backlash, they had the two rings going back and forth. Judgment Day, they had, or not Judgment Day, Armageddon, they had the cars lined up. There were sometimes they had like, SmackDown used to have a fist through the middle of the in the middle. Raw used to have like a jumbotron that would like kind of interchange everywhere. Like Raw would go this way and that way and whatever case
Mm-hmm.
was. They had bigger jumbotrons in the front, and I get it. Technology has changed these days. I understand that, but yo, get back to a little bit old as well too. And like you're like you're saying, like you know, Stone Cold, Triple H, rarely would you ever see them in the middle of the ring, and then you kind of now. I like this. I like the incorporation of NBA players jumping on with certain people, but I don't at the same time because you really had Jalen Brunson, who's hurt right now, with Tyrese Halliburton, who's also hurt right now, and you want them to fight each other. Like I'm confused about that. But it's like you brought Mike Tyson in before, and Mike Tyson was damn near about to rip somebody's ear off. And like
Mm-hmm.
now you have Tyrese Halliburton and Jalen Brunson, two guys that are hurt. And I get
Nobody
it. Maybe
believes that
it's
shit.
for the promo, and like that's cool, but it's like basketball these days. Basketball these days have got a lot softer than what it was in the 90s and the 80s. Like 90s and 80s, you're damn near throwing people around and clotheslining them and actually having WWE. But nowadays, it's like, yeah, let's all be friends. And it's like kind of getting that same type of feel. It's getting that same type of S where it just kind of feels like you guys aren't really hating each other. I'm not buying this, right? Like Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns by themselves in the ring.
Yeah.
When and where does that ever happen? You have two
Yeah.
of your biggest stars by themselves. No Nick Aldis, no freaking Adam Pearce. Who, by the way, I hate Adam Pearce, but whatever. We don't talk about that. But again, no Adam Pearce, no thing, no Triple H even, and not even really a full fight. Like, come on. So, I say that in closing to say, I completely agree with you, Ryan. They need to bring back everything that you mentioned. People, it needs to be a lot more physical. It can't be as soft. It can't be a PG era. It's got to be back to the PG 14 era. It's got to go back to that era where it was like the attitude era. We need that attitude, a bit of the attitude era back in to today. I'm not saying it has to be the full era, but bring a little bit of it back. And that's okay. It's okay to be a little gangster sometimes. You guys try it on Saturday Night Live or whatever case is, or a Saturday night thing. So why not try for Raw and SmackDown? But I say that in closing because my phone is on like 7% right now. But honestly, I agree with you completely.
Yeah. I appreciate you coming on and spitting this shit with me, and we'll definitely do it again. Again, like I said, if you've made it this long, this is Wrestling with My Thoughts. We come on every major pay-per-view, after every major pay-per-view, to dissect the landscape, what's going on, what we like, what we hate. You got spoilers from Steven over here, who just gave you something that the creative room should listen to and take for this Royal Rumble, possibly to WrestleMania. Like, bro, like that line, that I'm about that. I'm trying to send that to them. I'm gonna find their LinkedIn and be like, yo, this is what you need to do. But no, I appreciate you coming on, and we'll do this again. We'll do this again sometime.
Absolutely, brother. I appreciate it, man. Signing off for now,
Yes.
but I appreciate the hospitality and really and truly, you're doing a good thing. You're doing a good show, brother. I appreciate that you allowed me to come on because as you saw yesterday, I have a lot to talk about. So
Yeah.
I hope that everyone that was listening, I hope that we were able to keep your ears open. And again, I hope that we can do this again sometime down the line.